Well, welcome back everybody to the ESL CSGO Pro League, where HellRaisers have just taken down Kinguin 16-9 on Train, and now we move across to Cash. I'm joined on the desk by Mr. Hugo TV, as his Twitter handle so often says. I saw you were looking for other Twitter handles the other day, actually, weren't you?
It's horrible.
Is it someone just called Hugo that you're looking for?
It's someone who hasn't used the account in 4 years, and it's Hugo TV, and I can't get it.
Always happens.
It's upsetting.
Maybe one day we'll help you with that. Okay, so we're moving into Cash. It was quite a dominant performance in the end from HellRaisers, especially on their CT side. Do you think that's just going to move on through to Cash now? Is that going to shine through?
I feel going into Cash, it's far more simple for the T side in terms of how easy executes are, in terms of depth. I think it's far harder on Train. If you don't have a good T side, it's very, very difficult to get anything done if you don't have strategies. But the thing is, on Cash, it's very, very default, right? It's based a lot around getting those picks, whereas not so much on Train. If you get a pick, you're not necessarily going to win the round because retaking is so strong on B, for example. So going into this one, I feel like Kinguin aren't going to have any issues with not knowing what to do. It's just whether they can hit their shot and whether they can at least get the timing and everything else right. If they can, pile it all together to make a nice map. But going into this one, I still feel like they're favoured in this, despite them having a loss on the previous map. Yeah,
for sure. I think their playbook on Cash should be ever so slightly more varied than we just witnessed on Train, or at least I'd like to hope so, yeah. How important are AWPs going to play into this game on Cash here? Dead Fox obviously had that kind of battle going on, and he was the one who won it over Sphero in the end, but it seemed like Kinguin were a little bit back and forth with who they wanted to AWP as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sphero normally picks up the AWP for Kinguin, right? So we saw him on that a lot, but we did see the double AWP pulled up a fair amount by Furlane as well, which is, I mean, at one point triple AWP, but we won't get into that. That was just that was a bad choice. So, yeah, I mean, going into this map, in terms of AWPing, you don't have to do it, especially not on the T side, but it is very, very favourable to do so. You want to usually set it up on the CT side for pick, so aggro position towards B, you can occasionally push Squeaky on A. It's actually less common now, at least in the current meta, to have that AWP in towards middle. You usually like to put it, starting off maybe around B and transfer it around the map occasionally. Because the issue is, obviously, with the AWP in middle, is you have two main spots to watch. You have both the garage and the boost. So if you want to watch the garage, you need that support. Because you're scoped in, you need support from Z to watch boost. You can't solo mid with an AWP unless you play it passively and give up mid control easily. And Cash is a map where you want that mid control on the CT side as much as you want it on the T side. You don't want to give it up, because if the Ts have access to mid control, they can split through vent, split through highway. So typically you're going to have maybe a double rifle setup, occasionally an AWP in play just to spice things up, but I'm not expecting to see too much AWP dominance towards mid, as opposed to B or A. Yeah,
definitely that mid control, really important. I've seen so many teams fall behind because they can't get mid control, or they got too much mid control, so they just managed to excel even further. Do we think then that it is going to be Dead Fox just controlling middle with the AWP? Is it going to be a question of, can Kinguin kind of take him down, break down that Dead Fox wall?
I hope to see them using Dead Fox in a similar way that they used him on Train. He was constantly rotating between positions. We saw him occasionally over towards Ivy, and then we'd see a swap over on B for him to go back to position back towards the connector, so he could get a pick and drop down towards the A site or play him for retake. So yeah, I hope they constantly move him around. Cash is one of those maps with long rotate times, but it still has a good ability to switch between A and B if nothing's happening, or at least go in between mid, right? You could put him towards highway, have the support from Z, for example, from another player. So yeah, I just hope they utilize him in a way that doesn't stagnate him to one spot for the whole map. And because if he plays B every map and he's doing very well, Kinguin just aren't going to hit B, or if they do, they're going to utilise the utility to get him out of there. I want him to be unpredictable, and that's something that HellRaisers at least have shown that they can do on Train.
Well, those are Hugo's tips, but whilst we're waiting for the players, let's have a look at some pro tips on Cash for you guys.
Hey Future Pros! Today I'll be teaching you guys the crisscross smokes on Cash. This is a two-man execute, so make sure you and a buddy both buy smokes. This wall of smoke will allow you to take mid in a safer manner. You both have to line up with the center of this doorway. Position yourself so you and your buddy are aiming at the opposite side of this doorway. This is great for taking vent control or just securing close mid for a later strat.
There you are, everyone. Some smoke tips for Cash. The real question is, Hugo, are you going to be my buddy so we can do that together?
Yeah, we'll queue up for a matchmaking later tonight, I'm sure.
Perfect. I really need someone to carry me through matchmaking. But we're almost ready. The players are in the server and they are just warming up. We did touch on a lot about how we think this is a chance now for Kinguin to get back into it. Cash is a very favoured map for them. But also HellRaisers, they've got a lot of experience on Cash, and I think both teams are going to know full well how to play this map, and it's really going to come down to those individual players. We spoke about Dead Fox, obviously. Who is it that needs to step up on Kinguin? Is it Sphero with that AWP, or are we looking elsewhere?
I mean, it's Mihu, sorry. People hate that.
Mihu. It's everywhere.
It's typically the man on the team to step up right individually. He didn't have that much of a showing on Train, but going into this, I'd like to see him get those entries, get those opening frags. Obviously, Sphero with the AWP, that's going to be hopeful. He did do very well in the previous map, or in the first half at least, so going into this, you'd like to think he would have a great impact. But you know, it's more based on the entry fraggers, I think, like Mihu, to actually get the job done more so than Sphero. But, I mean, we need everyone in Kinguin right now, because in the previous map, it seemed like it was just Sphero versus the world.
And obviously, you went for a 2-0 prediction, which is already wrong. I went for 1-1, but let's go for a map prediction then. How do you see this one playing out?
I'm just going to stick with my prediction, even though I feel like it might be wrong, but I'm going to go all in. I'm going to go Kinguin, and I'm going to go, I don't know, 16-12 again, right? Why not?
I think Kinguin will get back into this. I think Sphero showed too much individual talent for it to go to waste on a map like Cash, so I'm thinking this is going to be a closer affair, and I'm going to go obviously with my original 1-1 prediction, so I'll go for maybe like a 16-13 or something like that. It's going to be a very tight one. Kinguin obviously need it. I mean, if we look at the league standings, HellRaisers have got a fantastic chance to get back on the table and back into a chance of staying in the league, not falling into relegation. They would find themselves on 9 points if they are able to pick up both maps. We are just about ready though, getting in to Cash here. It is going to be the first round. Kinguin on the T side and HellRaisers starting off on CT.
Yep, and a fast B play already looking like it's going in. As you can see, Zero's posted up with the P2K, but he's got to connect a few headshots. He actually backs off to the site. Nice running shot there onto Miles. Oh, Zero follows up with 2 into support from Stiko, but Zero is not done yet. He's got 3, and you can see he's hungry for that ADR. He's searching for more, as Sphero is just on the other side of the wall. Although Zero waits in for the rotation, and Bondik will do the job. HellRaisers, wow, not even receiving a point of damage.
Not like this. Not like this. I mean,
bye Kinguin. Goodbye.
Unfortunately for Kinguin, they will now have to just try and recuperate a little bit. Just try and get their head straight, because that's always a painful pistol round. When you burst in that quickly and you just get tapped away so easily, you can start to argue, you can start to question who was watching what, who should have hit what shots, but it is going to be a 1-0 lead now for HellRaisers, and they are going to buy up, and they need to just press on, probably get these first 3 rounds.
Yeah, and a bit of investment here from the T side. Nothing too heavy. A few armoured players with the Deagles as well, which is going to be interesting to see how they pull them out. But obviously, at the end of the day, HellRaisers sticking with the triple rifle, playing things safe, and I like that. Boost up in towards middle. That's just going to be Sphero in an unorthodox spot, but nothing too much can be gained from that. And Kinguin making a lot of noise over towards the middle area as well. So HellRaisers actually with this close position from DevFox, he should be able to transfer that information over to the team, expecting some mid control to come out at some point, and it definitely will. Miles looking for the opener. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. DevFox whiffs it. Miles gets the first kill, and he follows up with a second. Deag onto Stiko, and what is happening here? Kinguin are starting it off on fire.
Yeah, we said that those Deagles can really make a difference, but Angel comes in and mops them up. Says we're not going to see any crazy debris aces today, as Angel now continuing its bombardment and cleans up Miku as well, or Mihu, or Michao, just something with a who at the end, as it's going to be 2-0. Kinguin can't put anything on the board, and they're going to have to eco up as well now. And HellRaisers, I just want to see them play this nice and safe, not do anything too crazy here.
A couple of investments for pistols, but at the end of the day, it's a very similar buy to you would expect. Nothing too much for Kinguin, so HellRaisers just sticking with the UMPs and the triple rifle as well, just to, or actually quad rifle, just to close this one out fairly easily and playing the long range as well. No need for aggression, no need for frag hunting. You so commonly see teams do it, but I don't really like it on these anti-ecos. Just play it safe and you're almost guaranteed a round. But look at this triple mid play. They've got 3 players pushed up. We've got obviously DevFox back in his position. We've got Vents control from Stiko, I think that is, and Zero as well is posted up. So this is actually really, really good from HellRaisers, taking a lot of emphasis on mid. That's a position that's often exploited for splits if you want to go in through highway or Vents. So Team Kinguin, they're having none of, or HellRaisers having none of that from Team Kinguin. If anyone pushes up, they are going to be mincemeat, and DevFox will prove us why.
Yeah, I love the trust in his teammates as well. Just obviously watching that boost and hoping that his teammates will watch from Vents to make sure he can't be pushed through. Rallen tries to spray through the smoke as it dissipates, but he'll get taken down by DevFox, so he's just cleaning up everything. And just Mihu and Furlan left now with the bomb. They're going to rotate quickly around to A, or are they? They're going to go for a little boost up, perhaps try and catch someone off guard. DevFox still sat there, though, and it's probably going to spot them out very quickly. He was watching that angle ever so well, and he just continues to rain down shots. 3-0 as we expected, and now we are going to see the first buy coming out from Kinguin.
Yeah, clean stuff from HellRaisers. I like that, not losing many rifles, and that's something very, very uncommon as well. You typically see, especially with these pistols being so dominant, a lot of damage done on the T side onto CT riflers, and it can kind of cripple their first buy, but it clearly hasn't here. Deadfox is already onto the AWP, and Kinguin aren't even thinking about that. They're just fully on the AKs for the time being, the money being too limited. As we can see, Deadfox, as I hoped, going to post up towards a B site. Flashed in through, but he actually blinds himself as he has to back off. His teammate as well going to be supporting as they move back towards the site, and that was lucky because Mouse was on the other side of the smoke. If they didn't move there, they would have got instantly sprayed down. So keeping that 5-on-5 for the time being. But it's nice to see they've put a nice bit of emphasis on Deadfox trying to open things up towards B.
This is another map that we saw HellRaisers lose in week 1. I believe it was against LDLC, and they just got absolutely trashed. And they had obviously worked on Train, but it looks like they've been working on Cash as well. But the opening frag actually coming through from Kinguin, but Bondik comes in, gets one of his own onto Mihu, so back to 4-on-4 now. Deadfox was trying to take an aggressive position with that AWP, but will back off as Rallen's creeping out into middle, but Stiko is going to be there. Just as Rallen turned away, unfortunately, he is destroyed.
And still passive play from HellRaisers here. Kinguin set up towards the A site. This is going to be the commitment, but Bondik preemptively going to be spotting out Furler and opening up that door. We will see the rush out just as a reactive player. Miles, he gets away with it. Free kill from him. Stiko left on the rotation, but if he goes down here and puts his team in an awkward spot, they're going to be left in a 3-on-2. So he either has to stay alive and back off or get a quick kill and drop. So he will back off for the time being, waiting for his team to rotate in so they can play that 3-on-3 post plant, and that will favour them a little bit more than, losing a man early on. But Zero, he's already tagged up. The bomb is down though, and they do have a bit of utility left on the CT side. 2 Molotovs. That will force out the first. I like the reaction, at least from Miles. He pushes up, but Sparrow opens things up. Deadfox reacts and turns things back, but it's still going to be a 1v2 as his teammate falls towards Highway. We
said it was so much on Deadfox. Can he take this 1 versus 2 situation? He is just getting aggressive. You don't really know where he wants to push, as Kinguin at the moment just playing so passively, just holding their angles. They know they can. Deadfox looks like he's going to jump up onto red here, try and find anyone. Manages to get one onto Furlan. Can he find a second, or is he going to be caught from behind? Miles cleans him up. Well, that could have been absolutely filthy from Deadfox, but it is going to be the round for Kinguin, and they're right back in this.
That looked very, very close for the retake, but no, good to see Kinguin is still alive and kicking into this one. They do save the AWP as well, so that's going to be brought up, who knows, picked up by Sparrow, that's the one, as he takes that on the T side. Phase up, there we go, different team. But Deadfox is still able to get that AWP over on the CT side, so it's not too much of a handicap for the time being. They've still got a fair bit of money on the HellRaisers team. The issue is they're 1 round away for an eco, and again, we're seeing this push from Deadfox. This time it works out though, no team flashes at least, and Mouse goes down early on towards B.
Great stuff from Deadfox, just picking that one up there. Just as soon as he saw that smoke as well, he just put his back to the smoke. He knew his flash was going to follow it, and then goes for the aggressive peek and finds it. And now Kinguin find themselves a man down. Need to push in together at the moment. They're just heading towards this A door here. Still hovering around middle. They'll know full well someone is there. Stiko jumps down. He's just going to hold this position that we saw earlier coming through from Deadfox, but of course Deadfox now warping. He's given up that middle control. Kinguin managed to find a frag onto Angel just as he jumped up on top of red. Sparrow finds him. So now it's back to 4-on-4 and a real chance to get onto this A site here.
Yeah, important for Kinguin they don't get reset. And there we go, Rush. Thank you for that. The middle smoke's going to work out perfectly. And now they will at least advance with that position, pushing out Stiko's over Invents. That's a bit of an issue. No one's holding it. There's only 1 player, and Rallen will go down with no available trade as Kinguin lose out another man. But that's made it clear they are definitely hitting A at this point. I think we're going to see this rotation from HellRaisers very shortly as the nades start to get piled on in. 30 seconds remaining. We have a car position from Deadfox. He's posted up with the AWP. Just waiting for the first engagement to be made by Kinguin. It will come through. Okay, he should have been aware of that. Sparrow takes him down, and Sparrow doubles up. This is a Sparrow from Train. He's back, and he's kicking.
Sparrow can't quite finish it off, though. Stiko takes him down, but Mihu will come in to get one of his own, and now it's just Zero rotating around Epcar here. Mihu's going to be the first point of contact. He does see him jumping up, manages to tag him as well, and now it's a 1 versus 1. Zero, this is absolutely huge round for him. Economy won't look great if they do lose this round, so he needs to push in. Needs to be very aware of where Furlan could be. Furlan pokes out and eventually gets the frag. Zero almost turned on him, almost reversed him. But in the end, it's going to be a really important round for Kinguin. HellRaisers are now going to have very little money to work with. Going to have to eco here. Kinguin right back in it.
Yeah, whichever team lost that, we're going to be on to win eco, or at least a force buy. So very, very good that Kinguin managed to at least get closer to equalising it, and this should be the equaliser, right? 3-3 is looking very, very likely here for the Polish side, as HellRaisers, they can't really invest into this. They've got a couple of PT-50s on their hands, but Kinguin still posted up with a plethora of utility and plenty of rifles. But look at that from DevFox, just trying to bait out the AWP shot. And he doesn't just bait it, but he also gets shot in the chest. Sparrow opens it, and Stiko aggression in towards middle. This is what you have to see from PT-50 rounds. Just a bit of aggressive play, maybe some bait and switches, some anti-flash plays, but maybe not so much the solo rush mid, rush B plays, which aren't seeming to be working out so far for the CT side.
Yeah, one by one, they seem to just be dancing out, trying to find something. Angel does find something. It is the face of Rallen, but Mouse comes into trade. And now just Bondic and Zero left with these pistols. USP isn't going to be able to do too much. Also needs the double head shot. Zero is going to be mollied off here, and Kinguin going to burst onto this B site. I wonder whether he's going to be able to just go unnoticed here. Does find one onto Mouse. It is going to be traded once again by Mihu, and they've done a little bit of damage to the economy. I guess that is something that we can look at here.
Yeah, 2 kills, that's going to be enough, right? I doubt they'll get a third onto Bondic, but he might be able to pick up a gun off of a fallen player, or maybe get an exit frag here, and it seems like he's looking in towards middle to try and find something to play with, but I think Kinguin may have thrown that rifle away somewhere, because he can't actually find it. I think, yeah, he's looking for it. They throw it on boost. That's very clever. I like that from Kinguin. A lot of teams don't do that on anti-ecos, but when you know the other team has invested basically nothing, trying to get rid of those guns, throw them out the map, throw them on top of high spots you won't be able to reach. Let's see if Bondic's been practicing his KZ, though. First jump will miss.
What a disappointment.
I was hoping for it. You barely ever see that jump in pro matches.
It was a good chance. He was on a big stage. Got a little bit nervous. Couldn't make the jump. It's going to be 3-3. Kinguin right back into it. Didn't want to count them out after, of course, just losing the pistol, but it does look like they have a little bit more in their arsenal compared to Train. And now this is another big round. Can HellRaisers get back into it? They've gone for those aggressive peaks, but no AWP for DevFox this time.
No, that's a bit of an issue, right? Because he has been doing very well. At least in opening up around, I think it was 2 rounds ago with the AWP pushing up into B main, but either way, we've got the AWP on Kinguin still intact, so that's going to be good, and the utility looking very, very good for the Polish side as well. But Sparrow now, he's going for that fast B play, doesn't quite know they don't have an AWP, so he is going to be expecting something there as he goes to the pre-fire shot. Won't connect, obviously, as HellRaisers are playing far passive. They've only got Zero alone on that site, and instead they've gone for the double mid boost. I like this. Look at Angel. Oh my god, he almost runs past Mihu, gets the kill anyway, and with the aggression into main, he's going to get naded in the face by his teammate, but that's definitely a worthy trade. He's down to a 5-on-4, and Kinguin, they've lost out on a key player. Yeah,
more than happy to eat a grenade for the cause, as Furlan now just wandering in, saying, what happened? Where did he come from? Where did he go? I'm not going to continue with that.
Where does he come from?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with, but I didn't think I'd go through with it in the end. As now Kinguin need to find something as Miles takes down Angel, so into a 4v4. DevFox just trying to poke out. You can see it white box here, seeing if he can find anything. Doesn't have the AWP to work with, which he's been performing so well with. But he has been very aggressive throughout this game, and he has been caught off guard by Sparrow a couple of times, so perhaps just having the M4 to calm him down a little bit might be a good thing.
Molotov invents, that's going to force Stiko to drop. He actually gets wallbanged there by Sparrow, not a lot of damage still, but oh no, he peeks out into it blind. It doesn't blind the Polish player, and he gets himself a free kill. Good stuff from Kinguin there. I like the force out of vents by the Molotov, but now they have to hurry up and hit the site. There's 30 seconds left. One player still in towards B, that's Sparrow. The rest of them set up for an A player. Look, he's actually forced a full rotation with the nades that he's thrown in. The rest of the players, they've got a free site, and HellRaisers, they've read this one completely wrong. Fallen for the bait play with 20 seconds left, and they're going to get a free bomb plant out of it. It seems like HellRaisers has surely got a save at this point.
Yeah, the welcome mat was down, and you can see they're just backing off. They're more than happy to sit on this B site now. They need to save these weapons. So Kinguin just selling their fakes really well right now. HellRaisers, as you said, just not reading that one correctly. Always a tough decision. Of course, you have to split your sights, and you have to try and hedge your bets. If it was right, it could have been huge for HellRaisers. In the end, they look a little bit silly as they all move around to B, but they'll be more than happy to take 3 rifles through to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's a saving grace, right? Because it's very unlikely they were going to win with one player towards the A site. He would have been dropped, and then you have 2 rifles, and that's it, even if they can save. So going into the next one, they can have a little bit of money to work with, and they can drop a couple of guns over, but even so, it's not going to be a lot. We can see no one's even above 3k other than Angel, so maybe he can get a rifle in if he was one of the saving players, but I don't know. No, he died in the previous round, of course, so yeah, this is not going to be a good buy. They'll have FAMASes or pistols, and yeah, just investing in pistols. I like this, though. Not fully investing, saving $1,000 on each of the 2, pistol players there, so even if they do lose this round in the likely event, they'll be able to buy up next anyway.
See if they can do anything dangerous with these Deagles, or the Deagle on the hand of Stiko, or in the hands of Stiko, as DevFox is going to get aggressive once again, but will be caught out by Sparrow. Zero comes into trade, and now he'll back off. It's 4-on-4. Still, just 2 pistols. They really need to find another weapon for either Angel or Stico. As Angel is just going to sit around forklift here. No one pushing too aggressively. They're slowing things down. And I'm glad that Kinguin are taking this slowly. They haven't really considered that there might be a slightly weak buy and push in, as Mihu does find Angel, who is going to be one of those weak buys. Looks for another, but can't quite connect with it just yet. Eventually comes through, gets the spray down, thankfully. Furlan comes in to chime in, and they'll be able to get this A site here.
Yep, that'll be free. And HellRaisers, I mean, they don't even have to save right. They can still buy up next round, I'm pretty sure. With the loss bonus intact, they should be able to. So holding onto these guns, yes, it will grant them a little bit of extra money, but it won't affect the outcome of the next round hugely. The only thing it could affect potentially is the ability to buy up an AWP on Deadfox, which we've seen be very crucial. So yeah, this save isn't too much of an issue. It's not like they were going to win on a retake in a 2v4 anyway, especially not with the amount of utility that we see on the T. So yeah, they have the max loss bonus now. They have 2k on most of the players, so a buy is going to be coming in regardless pretty much. And yeah, they'll have a bit to play with. Definitely the AWP if they do so, please. And Kinguin aren't hunting very heavily for this. They are playing the buddy system, which I like. But they aren't at least fully chasing for the frags. They know that their own economy is still yet to be fully built up.
I would like to see the AWP as well onto Deadfox. I feel like he needs it. I feel like he's lacking when he doesn't have it. We saw him trying to get aggressive in that last round with the M4. He wasn't able to connect with those shots. Could have been very different, as he did get the early peek onto Sphero, but because Sphero had the AWP, he's the one who got the frag in the end. And it is going to be the AWP dropped for Deadfox.
Okay, yeah, sorry,
so
I didn't see him.
Is he going to continue his aggression?
I saw him buy up 4,500 and I was like, wait, what? Didn't see the AWP get dropped. I was very confused, but yeah, he brings it into play. And look at this heavy mid-control early on for Kinguin. So many nades come in. The counter nades come in as well, so that actually forces them back. But either way, Kinguin were looking to try and make a play down there into mid, it seemed. Not going to work out. They will just have Sparrow posted up with the AWP on the A site. A boost coming up onto the site again from HellRaisers. They've used this a couple of times with Angel up there. And this is actually a really good angle because it gives him a headshot angle. If he peeks into main, only the top of his head is going to be exposed. And with the colour of the helmets, it almost blends in with the back of the wall because obviously the shade of the glass on their helmets is orange, and so the back of the wall is orange. So if you try that out, that actually works really, really well. Issue is, I feel like these players probably know about that by now. So
yeah, you making the pro tip videos next, mate.
Yeah, you never know. I'm on that.
It's going to be a slow round for Kinguin though, just waiting, biding their time. Sphero taking several different angles, trying to find anything, but the aggression comes out from HellRaisers once again, but Sphero was well aware that Angel was going to push in and connect with it, and no trade is made. I think that's what's important for Kinguin here, is that they still keep that man advantage. They are going to be smoked off, left to delay things ever so slightly, but Mouse is slowly creeping up, and he's got support as well from Mihu. They are backing off, not finding the frag, and it looks like they might even considering going towards B here.
Yeah, the bomb backing off, the aggressive smoke down towards highway, going to mean they spot 2 players from HellRaisers on the A site. They know there's not going to be 2 on B because there's still that mid control, so they will eventually rotate back on in. And Zero, he's forced back, but he still gets himself a refrag down onto Mihu and a 4v4 in play. This is good stuff so far from HellRaisers. Despite the bomb being down, they still have a really good potential to get back into the site. The AWP shot just connecting, but Mouse finds the head of Deadfox there and takes it back into the advantage for Kinguin for the retake.
Yeah, Deadfox very eager to try and retake that shot, but he wasn't successful. Actually punished for the quick aggressive peek in the end. Very difficult retake for HellRaisers. There are a lot of weak players on Kinguin, but they need to push in and work together here, but it looks like they're having none of it. Instead, they are just going to go for the save once again, and it seems like we've seen a lot of it, to be honest, in these past 2 games. We haven't seen many risks taken from either side. They are more than happy to save their weaponry and try and look for a fresh round.
Yeah, B is so hard to retake anyway, because if you go for that plant down towards the main position or in checkers, it's so difficult, even in like a 1v2 or a 1v1, to get that defuse on, because you have to have a baiting player. The opponents can just bait while you have to have a diffusing player and their player defending them, and that's even then difficult. So yeah, I do understand them saving there, obviously. I think if they knew the HP of Team Kinguin, they probably would have gone for it anyway, but they don't have that knowledge, so it's going to be just another round here for the Polish side. A good T side so far, but I mean, I don't want to say, oh, 1/2 they've got, so they're going to close out the game, because we saw how well that went on train, right?
Exactly. It's been good from Kinguin, but they need more of the same. They need to carry it through the rest of the half. They kind of slowed down a little bit. They took their foot off the pedal in train, and it punished them, to be honest. So hopefully this half they can just continue doing the damage. They are Furlan here just trying to spray through Squeaky. He's going to open it as well, try and give a little bit of leeway for Sphero to try and get an angle, try and connect with anything. He can give this information to his team, let them know that there's no players at forklift, or at least none that he can see anyway, but no shots are going to be connected just yet. He's going to try and wall bang as well, but Kinguin, once again, just more than happy to bide their time and just wait for that pick before they make a move.
miHu, though, pushed out to the edge of the smoke. This is great. They're not going to expect this. And look at the jumping towards middle. He spots it. Oh, almost misses, but he takes the first kill. Needs to wrap, and he will see Bondik's gun taking down 2 kills. And that's what I talk about when I say miHu. He's the kind of player just to sneak out on the site, balls to the wall, and he's going to be able to single-handedly close out this round. There's surely no chance for a retake, especially not with Miles getting a 1-for-1 down into middle.
And I was saying that this game has lacked risks, or at least throughout the last game and early on in this game, but those plays are the kind of plays that can really win you not just a round, but a series as well. Having the confidence to do that is absolutely phenomenal. Just hoping that no one's watching him so you can walk through that smoke very easily. Now, Stiko and Zero are going to try and save here into round number 11.
Yeah, and look at the position as well from miHu, right? He's pushed all the way up. If he takes another gun off, HellRaisers are going to have real issues buying up around this. There we go. There's no chance they can buy. It's very uncommon to buy up with 2 saved rifles, but HellRaisers have a bit of bank to work with, as you can see, so they could have afforded it. Actually, more than I expected. They actually can get a buy here. Sorry. So yeah, it's not going to be any issues for the time being. They will be able to fully invest into this one, but a tactical pause will be called out before that.
Yeah, HellRaisers going for the tactical pause as they want to find out what's going wrong, because after the pistol, it's all just falling apart for them. I feel like they've just not been strong enough. I mean, I know that's easy to say about their CT side, but their individual performance hasn't been great. They've not been hitting those shots, and they really need to change something, to be honest.
Yeah, and coming back to Deadfox again, while he has had a couple of flashy rounds, by and large, not been the impact fragger that we expect. He's currently 6 and 7 on the scoreboard, so not really shining for HellRaisers at all, to be honest. I mean, no one is. If you look at the scoreboard, all of them are 7 to 4, right? So yeah, really not any individual standout players like, for example, we saw on Kinguin in the previous map. Sparrow was going absolutely huge.
But that's the thing, we've seen Deadfox like getting those aggressive opening kills with the AWP, but it's always been on one player, and then it seems like Kinguin are saying, oh, okay, well, the AWP's over on B site, let's quickly bombard our way onto A site, and they've been able to just walk on in. Like, there's been welcome mats here, there, and everywhere, and they've just been able to out-frag HellRaisers at the moment. I want to see players like Stiko stepping it up again like we saw previously. Even Bondik was hitting shots on Train as well, but at the moment they just seem very lackluster, don't seem on top of their game. It seems like the momentum hasn't carried through at all from Train.
Yeah, and the thing is as well is typically when you see a team do this well, you see them take a lot of mid control and force that. But the thing is, we haven't seen Kinguin take mid control in too many rounds. There have been a couple of off ones where, for example, you saw that double play push up highway. They spotted the 2 players on the A site and they backed off through vents to B. Stuff like that has been occasional, but not every round. They've won 7 in a row simply by just barreling onto sites and getting those entry frags, so not even pressuring mid control. So at this point, HellRaisers, they should probably take a bit more lax control towards mid, maybe have only a solo player, maybe even play from highway, play from vents, play the really passive mid style where you can actually drop back into the site at the drop of a hat and try and take the fights on the site instead, right?
My worry is, I mean, we look at the scoreboard there for Kinguin. Rallen only has 1 kill. He performed really well on CT side of Train. If he can do more of the same here on Cash, then that could be absolutely fantastic for them. Sverry does drop down, tries to get that frag onto Deadfox. Thankfully, Deadfox survives. Otherwise, that could have been absolutely awful for HellRaisers, just off the back of that tactical pause. He is now going to take a more defensive position. They are going to be flashed. We will find miHu. Looks for a second as well, but no one's walking into his crosshairs just yet. Zero goes down as Deadfox still trying to find anyone, but no one walking in front of him. Stiko comes in, gets 2 of his own, but Mouse and Rallen chime in, and now it's a 2 versus 2. Bondik in a huge position, but he gets caught out by Mouse, and now it's all on Deadfox.
Angel and Stiko, what was that? They drop in through the vents and they go for the fights while the smokes are down towards CT. If Kinguin smoke off CT, they're going to be focusing over towards the B main area for the rotations, so there's no reason that we should see Angel and Stiko going for those kind of fights. Either way, you can see the result of it. Kinguin brought it back from a 4-on-2. Now it's all onto Deadfox coming in from CT. Issue is, obviously, he does have that AWP potential to grab a quick one-shot, but the Molotov's just going to completely cancel out the angle that he was focusing towards. He's just going to have to wait for that to extinguish and go in for this one again. Molly will go out, that should be perfect, but there's going to be plenty of time to Mouse to reposition there. And as a bomb goes down, he gets himself 1. Quick headshot onto Mouse. Rallen still recycling these flames as Deadfox. Is he even going to... Yeah, okay, he's going to go back towards upper. I thought he might have saved that one. That would have been a weird decision in a 1v1.
Yeah, he's just going to reposition himself. There was an M4, and why not take an M4, to be honest, and then just drop down and get aggressive? But is he going to notice there's a player behind him? He does! But Rallen finishes it off with a headshot, and Kinguin are going to go 8-3 up. So almost, just almost, HellRaisers get back into it. But as you said, a few questionable plays on the retake there.
I love that from Rallen as well. He throws a Molotov from B main, where the bomb's planted for, and then repositions under Heaven. In a 1v1, that's perfect, because the player is never going to expect you to play in such a weird open spot. Although he did check it, I don't think he was fully committed, because if he really thought he was there, he wouldn't have dropped in from Heaven without at least baiting out a shot or coming in through CT. So great round from Kinguin. A huge misplay on the part of HellRaisers for Angel and Stiko to just run in through B main after rotating through vents without having any knowledge on the whereabouts of Kinguin. They just got completely destroyed. So now going into this one, they are facing the trials and tribulations of that effect, and now we can just see one AWP, which is good, but a real lackluster amount of utility.
Yeah, it almost seemed like HellRaisers panicked ever so slightly after getting a couple of those frags, and I'd expect after a tactical pause for them to be a little bit more calm, collected, and just think about these plays. But I suppose when you're in the moment, it can be extremely difficult, as Mihu taking a very defensive position here, trying to help out his teammates in case anyone is going to go for the counter boost. Not going to happen just yet, though. There are a few players from HellRaisers just hovering around in middle, so they certainly have the tools to do so. And by tools, I mean a head to stand on.
Smokes out into middle again. This time a bit more pressure from Kinguin. Oh no, Stiko, he hasn't noticed he didn't jump, and he'll run into the Molotov as well. That'll make a sound cue, and Mihu gonna react. He knows where he is, but Angel and Bondik, they're still here to make some work and kill each. And while Bondik will fall, it's still a 3v3. These are the best odds HellRaisers have had all match. As you can see, Kinguin, only one player towards middle. If he can get taken down, this could be good, but it's actually Dead Fox repositioning back towards EA site. He's the one doing the work. One kill onto Furlan, and the bomb will still cross. How do you let go of middle like that? Angel doesn't even expect the flank to come out from Rallen. They just spotted him. I'm not too sure how that happened, but obviously a miscommunication error, as we now see a 2v2 in play.
This is the thing, HellRaisers just seem a little bit all over the place, but Zero's going to get caught off guard by Rallen as well, and now it's back to a 1 versus 2 for Dead Fox. Again, it's all on him. Can he manage to find this opening? Yes, he can, onto Rallen. Now he needs to get aggressive. Is he going to switch out? Yes, he will. No. Yep, he's going to take the AK. Good. Great decision from him. And now he needs to try and take this 1v1. He wasn't successful last time. He needs to check every single angle, though. He won't check that one as Sparrow finishes it off at 9-3. And I think you're right. I think HellRaisers just seem so caught up with any kind of push that comes through from Kinguin that everyone turns to look at the same direction, and I think it's just a lack of communication, maybe a little bit of panic coming through from them.
I've got a question now. Did Angel actually spot Rallen there in middle? Because he turned his back completely to Highway after supposedly shooting at him. He was spamming the smoke, and then the smoke faded, and I assume that he'd spotted him. He must not have, because he completely let his back open to Highway when that last player was pushing onto the site. So, I don't know, weird decisions from HellRaisers. We're seeing a lot of them with these retakes. And, well, now they're on an eco, so I can't expect too much. Although, they do finally kicking it off with a pick. Bondik takes down Mihu.
Does get the opening, but he won't be able to get the weapon because Furlan's going to be guarding it with his life and is just going to chuck it away ever so slightly as well. Stiko trying to find a shot with the Deagle is going to get flashed as well as Sverre gets aggressive and will just use his pistol to take down Stiko. Rallen comes in, shuts down Zero as well. Now it's just 3 very weak HellRaisers players just on pistols, so they're not going to take this round, let's be honest. It would be crazy if they did. And I think we really need to look at the round that's going to be following. It's going to be 10-3 in favour of Kinguin, and HellRaisers, they're looking at a possible 12-3 half here.
Very, very likely. Although Dead Fox, he wants to spice things up. Nice aggression. Oh, I thought he would get away with that, but Mouse takes him down. And Angel, now the last man standing with 10 HP. And a 5-7 with all the players on the other side of the map. They do have some mid-control, but again, despite his headshot angle, he's going to make noise, and that will be it. There's enough players to deal with him there. 10 rounds to Kinguin. They hit those double digits. And frankly, I don't want to call like GG this early, especially not after the previous map where we saw Kinguin get 6 rounds in the first half and still not get a single in the second. This is looking so good for the Polish side. I don't know how the hell HellRaisers are going to claw this one back.
They've really struggled, to be honest. Dead Fox does have an AWP once again, but he's going to be facing off against 2 AWPs of Rallen and Mihu. And is Dead Fox just going to go for that sheer aggression once again, or is he going to play a little bit more defensive? They're going to switch up. Who's got the AWP? Just passing it around at the moment. Kinguin very confident in their style of play, as Dead Fox is taking a relatively aggressive angle just under vents in checkers here. But Kinguin have just had so much freedom to push onto any site, and they've just pushed on so easily as well. It doesn't matter if they've chosen B or A, they've been able to get on it and get that bomb down, and HellRaisers have really struggled with their retakes.
And I like this fact that in the previous map we saw them very, very confidently throw away a few rounds just because they wanted to get over-aggressive and overzealous. And despite going for the double AWP here, which is a bit of a wild card, yes, I still don't feel like they're completely throwing this one away. They're playing it very, very safe. They're not taking any risks here, aside from the double AWP on T side. And you know, this is looking like they are playing far more effectively in terms of being able to pick up these last couple of rounds of the half to pretty much cement their slot in this map. However, we do have this close position from Stiko in middle, and despite Miles pushing up here, he is alone, so no potential to trade for the time being, but let's see if he can at least open this one up. This is just your standard smoke A from the outside, push on in, and then having Miles late push in through middle to either A, catch rotations, or B, hold the flank.
You can see all the utility now flying onto that A site. No one pushing on just yet. But Zero finds Miles, and Stiko is actually rotating around, and he is going to be able to backstab these Kinguin players if they're not quick, so they need to be quick onto the site. Bomb is now going to go down, but is it going to be stopped? No, it's going to go down, so Angel now flashed off, and they need to retake this site here, as Stiko should be able to get an upper hand onto Rallen. Yes, he can. Just 2 members remaining, and this should be a relatively easy retake, but Mihu might hinder that ever so slightly, as it's just Furlan left. And now HellRaisers just need to push as a pack, to be honest, and it should be easy pickings, and it should be 11-3. There we go. Molotov comes down, but of course, it was from the opposing team. It's not going to spread far enough. And HellRaisers just... Yes, okay, so they've managed to put a 4th on the board, but to be honest, someone needs to really step up now. Someone needs to heat up for HellRaisers to really carry the team through and really get them back into this game. Try and take some of that momentum into the second half.
Yeah, I don't know what Kinguin were doing, at least with Miles over in middle. Typically that spot, you don't push in early, you push in late to try and flank on in, but he goes very aggressive early on before the players have actually taken the site control, and he gets taken down. That was one of the issues that they lost out on that round. If he played that far more passively, because HellRaisers had that aggressive mid-control, he would have been able to easily catch them out from highway. Either way, he wasn't to know, and I don't think Kinguin are going to be too caught up, especially with this scoreline. Molotov are going to force that Dead Fox over towards B, and they're putting a lot of pressure early on, but still, this is, in and of itself, a bit of a default from Kinguin. They haven't committed to either site yet.
As you said, Kinguin will be more than happy with 10 rounds. They'd like to make it 11. I think, in the end, HellRaisers will probably be happy with 5 after how this first half has gone. It's definitely something they need to try and work on. The CT side has not looked strong whatsoever. And I don't want to point fingers, because I can't really work out who's the key problem, to be honest. Yes, Dead Fox has been hitting shots, but it's... Did you just say Keo?
No.
Keo is the problem. HellRaisers, though, they're looking to get a 5th on the board here, and Kinguin just taking it slow once again. I don't think they're going to go towards A again, just after what happened last time, but Mouse manages to find Stiko getting a little bit over-aggressive on middle, and now they've got man advantage. They've got control of middle, or at least some. You can see Angel was crawling up there. With that mid-control, they can obviously push to either side, but Angel does take down Mouse, a really important frag there.
Yeah, but still Dead Fox is low, so we're going to be favouring Kinguin, and Rallen pushing out, trying to find himself on the A side. The double peek coming up, I love it. Bondic and Angel combining, and they each get a kill. Angel follows up with a second, and this round has fallen apart. I don't think Kinguin can be too worried, but still, Sparrow's trying to make something work. He's got himself 1, but Angel's going to trade. And HellRaisers, they've got themselves 5 rounds. That is going to be a far more effective half than they expected, and we will just be going for a short break before we continue with the pistol.
Welcome back. It is going to be a 10-5 lead in favour of Kinguin, and this time we have lights on us, so you're not going to see any crazy dance moves coming out from me. But what needs to change for HellRaisers? They've started to claw it back, 2 rounds on the bounce now, but is their T-side going to be able to show us anything, any kind of glimmer of hope?
They need pistol, right? Coming into this, they can't miss out on pistol, because if they miss out on pistol, Kinguin have 13 rounds pretty much secured. Obviously, we haven't seen any huge individual performances, and that being said, Kinguin haven't had many themselves either. We've had Mihu stepping up a couple other rounds, but generally across the board, it's been quite nice from the whole of Kinguin, and quite the opposite from HellRaisers, right? They've really not had any individual performances going crazy, or any team performances going crazy. I've watched out Stiko's been doing fairly well, but aside from that, I don't really see anything worth congratulating on the side of HellRaisers. So yeah, very, very based around this pistol round. Going to be so important that they pick it up.
And that's kind of the opposite from Train as well, because I mean, Dead Fox has been performing well here, but the rest of his team have been kind of lackluster. But we look back at Train, and we had from Kinguin, we had Sphero performing well, but the rest of his team being a little bit lackluster. And on the side of HellRaisers, everyone was performing well on Train. So maybe it's just a case of Cash just isn't HellRaisers' map, but now they have a chance on their T side to try and push through, try and get a little bit. As you said, pistol going to make a huge difference, as it always does. But they all need to step up. It can't just be one player. They all need to work as one big unit. I mean, Stiko, we've seen him hitting shots. We saw him performing phenomenally on Train, so he can do the same. They had a good T-half on Train, to be honest. Yeah. Yes, okay, they weren't quick off the blocks, but as soon as they had a little bit of confidence, they were able to push out well as terrorists. So perhaps that's all they need. They just need that little bit of momentum, which they have gained at the end of that first half.
Definitely. It'll be interesting to see what Angel calls into this pistol as well, to see what they have up their sleeves. We do have the buy coming out. As we can see, Stiko's on the utility, rest of them going to be on the armor, and Kinguin with a very similar buy as well. So very interested to see if Stiko has anything up his sleeve in terms of what he's going to do with that utility, but it seems like they're just setting up for a standard A fast push. Although let's see if we see a reactive one from Kinguin. They are pushing up very aggressively, and Mihu, that's an opener. He's looking for more, but gets a bit too overzealous as he goes down to Dead Fox.
Yeah, Dead Fox gets the opening, but now it's a 4-on-4. Zero finds one of his own as well. Rallen's going to try and just tap through the smoke, but he doesn't find anything. Bomb's going to go down now for HellRaisers. They really need this pistol round. I cannot stress that enough, as Kinguin now rotating. I'm going to try and retake this site here.
Very, very unfortunate there for Kinguin to lose out on a 2-for-1. Either way, yeah, good positions from HellRaisers. They don't need to peek. They can just take the close range engagements, and Dead Fox will do exactly that. One quick kill. Nice dink from Stiko. That's a lot of damage, but the trade. Mal still gets the headshot onto him, and Zero just sitting towards the back of the site. It's actually Dead Fox's go up big again. Another kill for him. There's all onto Rallen now, and I don't see this one happening, but he's going to make it try and make it work. Rallen, 2 quick headshots. He's going in for more. Dead Fox on the other side, and he might just stick the smoke. Oh no, it's defusing 5 seconds. He has a kit, but no, the knife. What is happening? He can't see him, and Rallen, he's going to clutch it. Team Kinguin, they make it work, and 11 rounds on that pistol round. How can you even fathom that if you're Dead Fox?
Oh my god. Oh, you could see him. He was just knifing around. He was so scared. Oh, it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Dead Fox got 3 kills on that pistol as well, so he's got to be so upset that he couldn't find that last one. Sprays away, taps with a knife. No, Kinguin just deny it. That's just so unfortunate. And they go for the triple UMP buy into the second round as well. But HellRaisers, they know the pressure against them. They're going to force up.
Pressure is everything. And that was HellRaisers' chance back in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, best chance they had as well. 3v1.
The smoke play was good, and obviously they probably weren't expecting the kit, so maybe he thought he had a little bit more time. But they're going to burst onto the site once again. Furlan's going to be first point of contact, and he finds 2. Looks for a third as well. Will find it onto Stiko. Nice and easy 3k. Thankfully, Angel finally comes in with a grenade, but Mihu is there as backup. Just leaving Angel on his own. Does manage to find 1. Can he get the bomb down? Doesn't even have the bomb, so probably not.
Yeah, barrels and nades coming in. They won't connect too much. He can't find anything though. Just looking for something to play with, but no, there's nothing on the ground. Just his body. As Rallen will send him into the ground.
I hope. You can't find anything on the floor.
I mean, that buy from HellRaisers as well, right? They're trying to invest. They're trying to force something up to try and take down Kinguin while they have a low utility and SMG prioritized buy, but. Even so, with them missing out on that now, it's going to be another eco and probably Kinguin just closing this out in a couple more rounds.
Yep, this should be an easy one for Kinguin. We need to see something somewhat spectacular coming out from HellRaisers if they're able to get a round on the board at the moment. Maybe we need to see them sell a fake. But to be honest, these rounds, sometimes you just want to play them quickly, get them over with, just so you can move on. A good chance to actually discuss the next round if you really think you're not going to take it, just maybe even slow things down. But they are going to burst out onto the site, but Rallen is going to be able to take 2. Furlan comes in as well. Actually, it's Rallen and Furlan, very similar. But Bomb Plant has gone down, so they've got something out of the round. I guess that'll be a little bit extra for their economy going into this next one.
Yeah, Furlan gets a 4K, so cleans up. He finally joins his teammates at the top of the scoreboard there, or the second place at least, as the fuse comes in. So Kinguin, 13 rounds in. Bomb Plant was very, very important for HellRaisers. They can now get an AWP in play, and I really just want to see it. We need to see something, because Deadfox is the only man doing anything. I mean, alongside Angel, actually, I say that. So, yeah, at this point, no AWP. But they could have afforded it. As you can see, they still have plenty of cash left in the bank. So maybe they're just going for something very utility-based as everyone is up on that nade grind. Kinguin, on the other hand, AWP on Sparrow, still a UMP in play, but not exactly a handicap given the current state of their gun.
And a win here for Kinguin. I'll put them up on 12 points. That'll put them tied in 4th place with North as well on the league table. So they'd be right up there with the big boys. Angel gets the opening onto Mihu. Furlan will take down Deadfox, and Mouse joins in onto Zero as well. So the push slightly thwarted here on the A site, and they're going to have to back off. Grenades coming through. Will find Angel as well. Absolute Hail Mary approach makes it a 4 versus 2 situation.
Not a very good one either. They don't have much control. The A site still heavily in the favour of Kinguin, as we still have this close position from Rallen, and that will deny anything coming out through this weak your main area. Plenty of utility as well. And Rallen just going to be waiting for this. And Molotov, that will force out Furlan there towards the back of the site, but it's not going to matter because he gets a headshot through the door anyway. Bondik's dead, and Rallen will support. It will be a clean round for Kinguin, only losing one player and saving all the rifles as well in that round. So 14-5. HellRaisers, no bomb plant, no money, no chance.
GG, no re. HellRaisers are going to force up what they can here. And, I mean, I'd love to see them come back to it, and I say this every week when there's a little bit of a stomping coming through. I'd love to see a comeback, but HellRaisers just look a little bit out of gas, to be honest. They look fantastic on train, however, it just seems like they've run out of steam ever so slightly, and it's going to be a great result for Kinguin, being able to get a map on the board after looking so lackluster on train. But I think 1-1 was probably an even scoreline if it does end up that way. Both teams showing some dominance in different areas, but in the end, they both need work on their respective maps.
Definitely so. But at least I was correct in the prediction of this map, right? Maybe not the other one, but I got this one. However, it was far more dominant than either of us expected. But we're saying it like it's over. It's not over, Dan. It's still in play. It's still in contention. So let's see what HellRaisers can do. Out in towards middle. Rallen, he's going to spot that boost, but there's a double play. This is the issue that we talked about with having a solo mid player. The connector being smoked off. He is just forced into death as we can see the first kill go the way of HellRaisers. The rifle should be grabbed shortly as well. And Team Kinguin, despite being a man down, still sitting pretty. Mihu will drop that first mid player, and they're going to be in a 4v4 once again.
Yeah, Miles just taking camp up here in vents as well. Is he going to spot Stiko? Yeah, he'll find him as well, and that should be pretty much the end of this. Mihu's getting aggressive as well, as Kinguin just looking for blood, looking to finish things off. HellRaisers are going to try and burst out of Squeaky. Bondik does manage to find Mihu. Is that going to be enough to get them on the site, get the bomb down, as Furlan is just trying to dance around Forklift, trying to spray down, but Deadfox eventually finds him with the deagle and makes it a 2 versus 2. They have found their way onto the site, but Deadfox gets taken down by a grenade, and Bondik has swiftly moved over to B site, and he should be able to get the bomb down before Sparrow gets there. It's going to be a tight one, actually, just looking at the map here. No, bomb is going to go down. How aggressive is Sparrow going to get here? Is he going to wait? Looks like he is. Yeah,
going to be the best idea. Just hold an angle. If he peeks into it, you can take the kill, but if not, there's no reason to push into the site in a 1v1. Bondik needs to find himself a pick though, but he can't stray too far from the site. The bomb plant is default, so he can't move off of the actual plant spot, waiting for the first push to come in. But let's see how organised Kinguin are in pushing together. Bondik goes in for the first. Sorry, Sparrow just going to shoot him in the face. Nothing to worry about for Team Kinguin, and that was Bondik. Well, a really good opportunity there. If he sprayed down that first player, that could have been his. However, Kinguin are going to make it theirs. 14-5, now gone to 15. As we can see, HellRaisers, a bit of money to play with after that bomb plant, but by and large, not too much.
Yeah, I think that's been the story of this map for HellRaisers. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, to be honest. There were so many opportunities where players could have stepped up if they had hit that one particular shot, really could have changed it around. I mean, if they had found a knife kill through smoke when the defuse was happening, it could have been a slightly different half, but it is going to be 15-5 to Kinguin. The buy will come through from HellRaisers, 5 AKs. And of course, we are speaking like it's over. We have seen crazier things happen, but at the moment, just because of the performance we've seen from HellRaisers, they just look so out of it that it's hard to believe. I'll allow you to believe. I'm not going to believe. But Angel gets the opening onto Mihu. Perhaps he believes. Flash comes through. Is he going to peek out onto site as well? No one there to contest just yet, though, and they have mid control.
Yeah, something at least in the favour of HellRaisers, but at the cost of a lot of HP. Both Stiko and Angel are fairly tagged into this one. Issue is, obviously the time, they have plenty of it. Kinguin are going to have to wait for this push to come in, and Furlan, I think he realizes that they're making their way up highway. Angel going to be looking for that one. He will spot him out, but actually Angel gets a headshot. It's a crazy shot. Good range. And Rallen now has to back off and wait for his team to come and rejoin him as he moves back towards the car here. He may be able to get a one and done, but the issue is there's still so many players of HellRaisers, and they have so much time to make this one work. Into B they go. Sparrow will miss the shot. Rallen on the other side of the map does make it work from car, but that's a small glimmer of hope as Kinguin are being flattened out to this round. HellRaisers have control of the B site. Mal's unable to spray in through the smoke, and it will just be left down to that one lone CT player.
Yeah, just Mal's left alive, and it is going to be a 6th round for HellRaisers unless he can do anything crazy. So the dream's not over just yet. There's still
watch the comeback.
Hope. I mean, they need the stars to align basically for this to happen. But I would love to see the stars align, maybe even more than the stars align. Maybe they need to see all of the planets align as well, and maybe the fat lady needs to sing. But you know, they've done the hard bit. They've got that first one on the board.
I think that's the easy bit.
Well,
I think the hard bit is getting the next 9 rounds.
I mean, I think everything's been the hard bit, judging from HellRaisers' performance so far. I mean, Mal's going to try and survive with the AK to take through to the next round. No one's hunting just yet. HellRaisers obviously don't want to give up any of their weaponry. And it's going to be 15-6. Do you believe, Hugo?
No.
No. Okay, great. I'm glad we're on board. I'm glad we're both on the same wavelength. I wonder if any of the viewers believe.
Well, fans, right? You know, still stick with teams even though when they're having down spots, and you can tell because NiP, they still have fans. Cloud9, they still have fans. They're getting nothing done, but they still have fans.
But I'm an Arsenal fan, and I don't even believe in Arsenal play football anymore. But this isn't football, this is Counter-Strike, of course, and HellRaisers are going to try and do what they can to get back into this. Kinguin just need to maybe just tighten things up ever so slightly. They were a little bit loose in that round, and it allowed HellRaisers to find their 6th round.
And the double up is nice to see, a bit of a switch up, a fresh breath of air. As Kinguin, they are just going to be holding on for the time being. HellRaisers not going too aggressive, and that's the thing, I like this, because if they peek up early, take the same main control, we could easily see some aggression from Kinguin, and for them to open up with a pick and HellRaisers to already start with a man down, that's just going to be how every other round has been going this map so far. So nice to see that they're not at least falling out in that regard. But we have a boost on the A site. Don't think DevFox is going to be expecting it, a re-smoke, or, well, supposedly re-smoke towards A main. Not very good, but we'll give them points for trying, right? It's like a gold star with, an incorrect amount of points saying you tried. Either way, it will be the push coming out from HellRaisers. Up towards A main they go. They don't have any mid-control for the split, and that's lucky enough as well because we have the rotation coming in already from the CT side. They are going to be moving players back in. Here we go. Furlan just going to get 2 free kills. They don't even react to that one. DevFox posted up with the AWP, but to be honest, I don't see this one happening for HellRaisers.
And the freedom that Furlan had just to get up there, try something a little bit different. They've got so many rounds to work with that they can go for that boost. It is a 4 versus 2. We need to see a lot now from DevFox. He did play well earlier on. He has been hitting his shots. And he is going to switch over to the M4 rather than the AWP. Miss from Rallen here. Will allow them onto the site. Zero manages to take down Rallen. There's now DevFox trying to spray down through Squeaky, but can't find Miles, leaving just Zero to try and do anything. Try and keep this possibility of a HellRaisers comeback alive, but it's not going to happen. It is going to be the victory for HellRaisers. It is going to be one map. A victory for Kinguin, sorry. It is going to be 1 map apiece in this series, so they will both get 3 points onto the leaderboard. And just a little bit of a lackluster performance, to be honest, from HellRaisers, which was a shame after their train victory. Yeah,
somewhat of a victory, at least that they got train, right? And I expected them at least to fall 2-0, but no, it's good to see that they're still alive to some extent, right? Taking that first map, but going into Cash, I mean, you weren't expecting to see anything other than Kinguin pick that up, but I didn't expect to see such a one-sided affair. Really good stuff from the Polish players, and HellRaisers, unfortunately, just going to fall, well, quite a bit short.
And this is what I love about Counter-Strike, though, that even when they were 15-5 down, there is still a possibility of a comeback, and it's so different to other sports. It just makes it a little bit crazy, makes it more exciting. Unfortunately, HellRaisers weren't able to perform the comeback, and we obviously doubted it. If we had seen it, it probably would have been history being made. But it is going to be 1-1 apiece, both getting more points on the board. That will put Kinguin up to 12 points for themselves. As I said, they'll be up to joint 4th with North, depending on that rhymes. depending on what happens elsewhere. And for HellRaisers, they find themselves on 6 points, so they start to climb away from that relegation zone. But who really impressed you from both of these teams? Any players that really stood out for you?
I think Dead Fox, in the end of the day, did do very well. It was kind of him and Angel up there for HellRaisers doing, you know, the job, at least. They did fall short, at least on this pistol round that you're seeing here. But, I mean, him and Angel at the top of the score were doing very well. Unfortunately, they weren't able to convert it. The smoke is different for spectators, so he was just on the edge of it. That being said, though, I feel like that no need to go for the knife fight, just pull out the pistol. Either way, yeah, Angel and Dead Fox, to be honest.
Angel and Dead Fox, your players to watch out. So both HellRaisers players then?
Oh yeah, sorry, that's just from one team. From Kinguin, I don't know, I'd say Furlan, he did very well. Maybe Rallin as well. There wasn't quite the star performance from the AWP on Sparrow, but he still did very consistently well, as he always does. So yeah, Furlan and Rallin, they also stepped it up a little bit for Kinguin. So yeah, those two on either side.
And after seeing those performances, where do you think these two teams are going to kind of finish off when that league table comes to an end? Do you see either of these hovering around that relegations zone?
I think HellRaisers might be down to that bottom tier. I think they might even get relegated. Who knows? Kinguin, however, I think they're more of a dark horse. I think they're a team that has the ability to take maps off of top teams. So yeah, I feel like Kinguin may be about the midpoint and maybe HellRaisers near the bottom.
So both Kinguin and HellRaisers are going to take 3 points each here, both taking a map. But we are going to go for a very short break. But when we are back, we will have North versus Mouse, and obviously Mouse are top of the table right now. So it's going to be a corker. We'll see you then.